Does it say? Yeah. Recording. It's January 26, 2026. This is Jason Upton coming to you from our brand new web show, appraisalnation.tv. This web channel is going to cover all appraisal aspects, and we have a couple shows already to start off the channel. This one being called Sales Roll Call. So today we're doing Sales Roll Call. We're doing Vancouver Westside, beautiful British Columbia. As you can see out the window, I happen to be in Vancouver today. It was a great opportunity to start the show because this is, of course, where I grew up. We have what they call an orange storm throughout the rest of the country and the East Coast. It's covered in snow. It's beautiful here. We'll proceed with going over the sales roll call for the Vancouver Westside. Let's talk a little bit about the statistics because there's an overall feeling that things are collapsing. They're going to get worse. It's the end of the world and so forth. We're not seeing that in the statistics. When you look into the stats, it's not quite so bad. So how is that possible? So let's look at December because we don't have a full month behind us yet. In January, we have 50 sales in the Vancouver Westside in December 2025. And although that doesn't sound like a lot, it's more than 2024. It was 48. It's more than 2023, which was a dismal 35. If we go back to 2022, it's more than 2022. It was 40. So actually, we did have this amazing COVID year in 2021 and it was 78, but we are more volume, just ever so slightly, than the last 3 years prior to 2025. So going into 2026, not a bad start. Are you worried about inventory? I was, until I looked at the inventory numbers. We have 557 homes for sale right now. This time last year was 577. So we actually have less sitting inventory. Now, albeit the year before that, it was 518. The inventory did balloon 2024 December. It's come off a little bit. Let's talk about sales prices. The sales prices are off. We all know that. So we are down from last year. The HPI says that the December number was 2.9, actually it's saying 3 million for the average price of a home in the West Side. Prior to that was 3.5. That's a considerable drop. I'm skeptical of the HPI all the time because it depends on the data set and it can be easily skewed when you have low volume. So I do think we're probably off 7-8%. I wouldn't say it's exactly what the stats say, which is a gruesome 20% or 18%. I wouldn't think that we're off that much. We may be nearing the bottom when it comes to Vancouver Westside transactions. So what I wanted to do, sale prices, is talk about the Vancouver Westside today with you and what kind of transactions have taken place. So it's January 26, 26 days into 2026, and we have a grand total of 10 sales of detached homes in Vancouver Westside. Fresh sales, meaning sales that actually started and firmed up this year. So 10 sales, not a lot of sales. There's probably another 10 or more in the pipeline with conditions yet to be removed. Are we going to get to where we were for the sales volume in January last year? It was 35. We probably will. So we have 10 so far under our belt. Hopefully close another 20 or 25 and match that or beat that. The very first transaction to take place this year is 4138 West 13th Avenue, a block from the house I grew up in. This was the first accepted offer to occur that firmed up in this year, 2026. It was on January 4th. It was offered at 30.388. It is a double lot. I want you to be aware that the double lots, there's a trend that these are selling. This is an interesting situation. It's been on the market since June. I'd like to look at this sales technique by James Howe from Faith Wilson. And they definitely knew what they were doing as far as finding the market. Interesting strategy. So the house went on the market on June 2nd, 2025. It is an older, nice home, character home in Vancouver Westside. Again, nice Dutch colonial revival, got lots of character. The house went on the market at 4.288 million, June 2nd, 2025. They dropped it 15 days later to 4.099. They dropped it 25 days later to 3.9, so another 200. They took it down another 150 on September 2nd to 3750. They dropped it to 3499 October 14th, and we now have a sale. Now, this sale, can't disclose it because it hasn't closed yet, but a little bit of a haircut. However, you can see the strategy can be called what my friend Darren says is a Dutch auction. You don't want to let it sit because the market will start ignoring it. It looks stale, something wrong with it, and the idea is to sell the home, of course. Congrats to James Howe. That That one's our first sale, at least first accepted offer of 2026. Next, Nanton Avenue. Can you believe that you could own a house in Shaughnessy for the 3 million mark? Well, you can. 2032 Nanton, directly across from the Vancouver Club, sold. Sorry, Arbutus Club. I was just at the Vancouver Club, so forgive the slip up. It's assessed at 3.397, on the market at 3.288, which is interesting because I'm talking about the new assessment. So we're already below the new assessed values in regards to sale prices because this sold under ask. And is this a trend with double lots? Because this, again, is a double lot. Good size house, 4,200. It's not, that's including the basement. Good size lot. What a location, walk across the road. But you know what? Older home. That one was sold by Gary Jang, EXP Realty. Congrats, Gary, for putting that one as number 2 in our books for 2026 Vancouver Westside. Next, 2978 West 21st was on the market at 3.688. Sold, a little bit of a haircut here. Can't give you that exact sale price, but it was on January 6th this year that it sold. I looked at this one. It is not a double lot. It's a little bit wider, 37 feet wide. It's assessed a little bit higher than what it sold for, but not a lot. Again, those are the recent assessments. So far, my take on the market for January is they are taking offers. And it might be that these buyers are getting in a little bit early. This is of course, complete speculation, but there seems to be that differential between the asking price and the sale price that says somebody wanted to close the chapter. The buyers were finding the place that would meet the price they're willing to pay so far, and the transaction occurred. This was listed by Julie Choi, Ellen Su, Prominent Real Estate. Congrats to them. Believe it or not, the owner had owned it for 18 and a half years. I didn't check for all the properties, but it's kind of interesting to look at what it originally sold for. Well, it sold in 07 for 1.768. Now it's selling for somewhat under 3.688. Well, 18 and a half years, what kind of an increase is that? Just for fun, I crunched the numbers, annualized a 3.4% increase. You might think that that's not a great return on your money. It's not really a great return on your money, but don't forget, you got to live in it. You can't live in gold. You can't live in the S&P. You can't live in bonds. So if you take the rent, the market rent, and I estimated this, just playing with numbers, you take that rent and you put that in as an added benefit, saving that rent, we're up to 4.4%. What if we also looked into the fact on your principal residence? We are now at a 5.4 annualized return. And then lastly, if you leveraged your money by borrowing 70%, you are pushing this just above 6%. So that's how real estate works. It's not quite as straightforward as it can seem when you look at your gains, because you can live in a house and it's considered to be a safe investment. And this house, very close to one of my best friends, Jason Frolick's house, which was the first house I ever sold. A little bit about me. I've been an appraiser since, actually, as of 2 weeks ago, a fee appraiser for 31 years, practicing mostly, to start with anyway, in British Columbia, but all over Canada. And again, I grew up in the Vancouver Westside, and that's the first 16 years of my career were in the Lower Mainland. And I've been selling real estate for 22 years, currently licensed with EXP Realty. My appraisal firm, which I'm the president of, is ADIS Appraisals. And if you like my insight and the information that I'd like to delve into, please call 604-682-7585. We're happy to talk on the phone, give advice and guidance to your situation to help you as best we can. Moving along, the next sale to occur on January 8th was at 5761 Holland Street, just down here in Southlands, very close to where I am right now. Listed at 2.775, double lot, 66 feet wide, 3,400 square foot house, under assessed. Sold and asking price under assessed, sold quite quickly, about 1 month. And we do congratulate Taryn Brown from Century 21. They closed that deal. The next transaction of 2026, 1019 West 47th, right by Oak Street. I'm sure that I've either been by this house or appraised it. It's got a nice coach house. Asking price, 4.7 million, sold at a considerable haircut under, not that far from the assessed value, 4 million, a little more. Either way, we have a double lot. It's happening right again near Oak Street in the South Granville area, newer home though. So with the newer homes, the assessment tends to be more accurate because it's less about the updating as it is about just the natural depreciation, but commanding a good value in South Granville as always. Speaking of locations, we have a prime location coming up next, but we're gonna break first for a little advertisement because of our other show, which is called Appraiser Files. We're looking for you to apply to be a case study in our other show where we take you through a reality situation during an appraisal. Happy New Year. Jason Upton here from Detached Appraisals, here to tell you about something super exciting that we're doing for 2026 called Appraisal Nation. We are making our own reality show about the process of the appraisal, what happens, how it gets done, what the appraiser looks at, and we're looking for applicants to apply to be on the show. If you have a home, a property, a business, a commercial property, anything that has a unique situation, anything that is a unique property, or both, apply to us. Send an email to applicants@appraisalnation.tv or go to appraisalnation.tv, fill in your application, tell us why your situation is unique, tell us why your property is unique, and why you need our help. We will come in and we'll help you, and we'll conduct an appraisal, consulting, feasibility study, and whatever you need to help solve your situation, and there'll be no charge in return for being part of our show. appraisalnation.tv. So now that we're back from the break, we're going to talk about the next sale of our 10 sales of 2026. And again, this is as of January 2026, 3 p.m. There's 10 firm sales that were fresh in 2026. We know there's more in the pipeline, so don't worry. It's not that bad, although it's definitely not booming like it was before. But we may get there again one day. Speaking of locations, we have a multiple offer situation. Alert, alert, alert. 1747 Balaclava Street sold in 8 days, and it's sold above asking price. Congratulations, Carly Rice of McDonald Realty. Beautiful old Kitsilano home, north of 4th, renovated, amazing location, way higher than the assessed value. They are insulated against a slow market. You're gonna get multiple offers. You're gonna get a good price every time. This is a sought after Vancouver location, beautiful old character home. Moving along, of our 10 sales of 2026, we're on sale. Number 8 was near Arbutus, 2848 West 20th, a little bit bigger than a single wide lot. On the market at $3,090,000, sold fairly close to that. So congratulations, Tim Tam at INE Collective Realty. 33-year-old home in good condition, originally bought for $3,180 in January 2021. So you have here slight loss. You bought at the peak 2021, we had our COVID bump, and then since then, as per the stats I gave earlier, it's just been a depressed value. Not too much lower, but a little bit of a cut there on your investment return. It happens, that's life. It's happened to me. We have sale number 9 for 2026, Vancouver Westside is 6591 Vine Street. Listed and sold by Stu Bell of Remax Masters. So this one sold in 8 days, listed at $2,888, a little below the asking price. It was a renovated home, well above assessed, no comparison at all. Really right by Maple Grove Park. Just out of the Kerrisdale boundary, but quite frankly, we can call it Kerrisdale, even though it says Marine. It's basically Kerrisdale, South Kerrisdale. My friend Darren I talked about earlier grew up there. Beautiful area, a renovated house, although it's older. That's why you see the difference in the assessed value and the sale price. We have 2 left. The next one for our sales of 2026 to ring through so far this year, 4560 West 7th in Point Grey, my home neighborhood where I'm from. This listed at $2,788, sold a little below, assessed a little below that. Originally bought for $2.3 million in 2019, just before they got a bit of a run there. This is a single wide lot, but again, it's just like the one that we talked about in Kitsilano. It's a prime location. You're right out by Belmont, Drummond, the nicest streets that there are in Vancouver. A little quiet, very quiet, but beautiful estates there. So congratulations to Michael Tanlico and Janet Limco at Remax for selling that home on West 7th. The last sale to take place that's firm so far this year is 5525 Crown. It was listed at $2,850, right down by here, actually very close. So we're talking about 39th Avenue. Obviously subtract 1600 from the street number if it's a north-south address. And I remember walking there a lot as a teenager with my friend Jason. So this sold well, decent amount below the asking price at $2,850. Sold by Trina Kwan, Oakwyn Realty, 10-day sale. Just a note about about that location. When you get to the 39th, the 40th, the 38th, west of St. George's, up against the endowment lands, you do have a value drop. Now, take advantage of that. You want to live in the west side, this is a great location. It always gets a little bit less. You're just a little further from shopping and amenities. However, everybody drives anyway, so what difference does it make? It doesn't matter. But the value you get more for your money. There's a double wide lot sold under $2.850. You can't beat it. Older home, but you know what? You have got a nice property on the west side. So these are our 10 sales. A little bit about the market activity so far, and we're going to keep doing these real estate sales roll calls programs for not only the Vancouver Westside Detached, but we're going to go into Attached and every other area. Please send me your feedback. I'm looking for feedback. Feedback at appraisalnation.tv, and tell me what you liked about what I just did, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see more of, shows you'd like to see more of. We're going to have guests in our shows, and we're going to basically keep creating content as much as you will consume so that we can have fun together talking about real estate throughout Canada, not just Vancouver. And if you're interested in having a complimentary appraisal done by moi, then please send your application to applicants@appraisalnation.tv, or just go to appraisalnation.tv. At the time that we're filming this, the website's not up. It should be up next week. Fill in why you have a unique property or why you have a unique situation and what you would like from us or from me to help you solve your challenge. And that we'll come in and we will do the consulting needed to make your life better. I'm going to sign out, and thank you so much for spending your time with me today. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to much more of it.